David, today is Diwali. It's the Indian Festival of Lights. It's about a 5-day long festival. So we're going to talk about 3 movies. We wanted to kind of talk about light. And because we're a film podcast, we're specifically talking about natural light in films and some of the ones that kind of stood out to us the most. Obviously, we haven't seen all movies filmed with natural light. It's also kind of hard to find like long lists that show everything that is done natural lighting. I kind of had to dig a little harder for my list. But I got 3 kind of, I don't know, somewhat more recent films that I think stood out a lot to me. David, do you fuck with natural lighting?
I do fuck with natural lighting.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I really like naturally lit movies. Do you want me to kick off this list?
Yeah.
Ethan, for the first one on my list. Oh, first of all, I didn't rank mine.
Same. Let's just talk about them loosely then. We don't have to rank.
The first one on my list is a movie that I have talked about in several episodes. It's a masterpiece of a movie. And I didn't realize it was a naturally lit movie. But it is one of those films that when you watch it, you get a very like naturalistic feel to the camera and to the characters, and that is American Honey.
Interesting. Yes, you will not shut the fuck up about this goddamn movie.
A24 film. It's a masterpiece. It's really cool. It is the greatest movie ever made about young kids traveling across the country selling magazine subscriptions. Hands down.
It feels like that's such a narrow margin.
Don't ask
me. It feels like you're really kind of shoeboxing them.
Don't ask me for a second movie that would fall into that category.
Go ahead and name another.
I don't know.
Okay.
Homeward Bound.
One that I picked out that I also did not know was fully naturally lit before this is the Robert Eggers film The Witch.
Yes.
Ooh. It's really good.
It's so nice.
And I that kind of plays into, you have like there's a lot of candlelight, there's a lot of moonlight, and you get this kind of like everything is brought back down to its kind of simplest base in terms of everything that they're working with. I loved it. I thought it was really, really good.
Yes, another one that is also naturally lit. But that has to do a lot with outside shots specifically. And this was one of the movies that was more marketingly pushed with this type of filmmaking. And that's The Revenant, which has some of the most gorgeous cinematography, like without even taking in the naturally lit aspect of it. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. And there's a bear. Do you know there's a bear in this movie?
Wait, when?
Like 30 minutes into it.
I don't remember anything about a bear. I don't think that's...
There's also...
Wait, is there like an important scene with a bear, or is it like important to like the entire story and structure of the movie?
This
or
bear
like...
fucks Leo. Huh? Ethan, what's your number 2?
My next film is also from a Spanish filmmaker that likes long takes, and that is Children of Men. I'm especially impressed by any film that does long takes and natural lighting, especially something like this that is set at the time in the future, and does have some special effects in it. So the fact that they use natural lighting for everything else is extra impressive, and it shows that they really care about the craft and its impact on that. They're not just doing things because it would look cool. It's because they know that it's the best way to do it for the effect that they wanted to go for. Because a lot of it is supposed to feel very real, even though it has some kind of higher concept things mixed in. They wanted to go for this intense realism, and I think natural lighting did that perfectly for them.
I agree.
Thanks.
That's a
David,
great.
if I had just put them in the movies I liked the most, Children of Men would be number 1.
Even There's a very famous film that was shot with natural lighting. That was shot almost entirely with candlelight.
Oh yes, I haven't seen it though.
the film that I'm referring to is Barry Lyndon. Now, there's a movie
Stanley Kubrick film.
Yes, there's a movie that came out recently that is also a period piece that we both saw, that we both loved, that was directed by one of your favorite directors, and is shot almost entirely, with natural lighting. That is The Favorite.
Wow.
Which is such a beautiful contrast because for being a period piece, it also utilizes such different like camera movements and like whip pans and like fisheye lens.
Yeah.
And,
like
and it's really cool to see that it also decided to stick with naturally lit lighting. Wait a second, is that right? Yeah.
And it's gorgeous.
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It has massive scenes too, or massive sets too, that are naturally lit with like huge open windows and just the sun coming in. It uses candlelight in a lot of like the more tight bedroom scenes. Yeah.
Intimate. Yeah.
Intimate's a better word. You're right. You worded me up.
And that's why I'm the one with the movie podcast.
And it also adds a little bit of the to the emotion of some of the scenes where, you know, certain things are happening. Emotionally, you may say.
Yes.
Yeah, I was really happy with this one, though, and I really like this movie. And I haven't seen Barry Lyndon, so fuck me.
I like that neither of us have seen arguably the most famous naturally lit movie. But, you know, it's whatever. We're good at our jobs. You already talked about it, but I want to talk again about The Revenant, mainly because it's the movie, I think, at least out of my list, that uses natural light to its full effect. The whole premise of this movie is to do with the kind of the unrelentingness of nature, if you will. It has incredibly gorgeous long takes. And everything is about nature, right? To some degree, you can't escape nature.
Correct.
Even when they find those kind of small like homesteads or small little village outposts, it is all kind of encompassed by nature, and you go through this kind of harrowing journey of your main character and his struggle against nature, and like I don't know This is the film I think of when someone's like, hey, what's a movie that makes nature look beautiful? Revenant's the first thing that comes to mind, always. It is an absolutely gorgeous film. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The reason we know it's so good and that it uses natural light so well is because it's the same cinematographer that did Children of Men. So it's Emmanuel Lubinski shot both of these films. And I think learning and improving upon those techniques through each film. So when it came time for The Revenant, he already had such a solid foundation when it came to realism and naturalistic lighting. Bada bing, bada boom. What a pro.
Interesting. Ethan, it's a pretty good list right there.
Dang cootin' it is.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We're done.
I hope everyone who's celebrating has a fantastic Diwali.
Yes. Yes. Enjoy. Have a wonderful time. Go see some fireworks if that's all happening, and have a blast. Maybe you can watch some naturally lit movies if you so choose. Yeah. I love you.
Most peaceful ending I've ever heard to a podcast.